Hey, it's Sam here and welcome back. Today I'm doing a leg day and it's focused on quads, and I want to exceed my legs from last time, starting with a hack squat and then moving on to a leg press focused on quads, a couple of isolations and then a little bit on hamstrings just to round it out. So a complete leg day but quad focused, and I do respond to all the comments, so if you've got anything to ask or say, just pop it in below. I'm going to get warmed up now and see what I can make of this. So I'm doing 5 plates a side again, and this is the weight that I had a lot of problems with just on set 1 last time. I think it was a concentration issue, so I've really got to switch on here. Set 1. Slightly disappointing. Knees really achy, and I'm hoping that that's just a matter of warming up. I'm going to try with some knee wraps for set 2. I've just got the knee wraps where you wind them round, these elastic ones here. And I don't know if this is going to make it worse because I haven't used them for months. So I'm used to doing all my leg moves without the knees wrapped up. So it's going to maybe seem a little bit uncomfortable, so I'm not going to put them on too tightly. And see if that's an improvement or not for set 2. So set 2, I'm wrapped up. I think it is going to help, and luckily I've bumped into someone who can spot for me. So I'm going for 6 plates because it's what I wanted to do for a couple of weeks.
Squeeze, good, come on. Come on now. Good, keep moving. Keep moving, don't need me, come on. Come on, keep moving. There we go, come on. Come on. Hurt it. Good, come on now. Good, there we go.
More! One more! Cheers, bro.
Get some blood back in your legs,
That was definitely better with the straps.
Yeah, it gives you that.
So obviously the knee wraps did make it easier, even though I'm not used to them for a while. So I'm going to do set 3 with the knee wraps, but this time without a spot. Just spotting me there was my good friend Tom Cole, who competes in classic bodybuilding now as well. If you want to see his contest, which I prepared him for, check out this video here. It's got the whole contest prep weekend and what he looked like on stage and commentary at the end, and sort of shows a bit of my processes of helping people with contest prep and my approach to getting shredded for a show. You can see all of that there with Tom. And I just love training here. It's all great guys. I cannot recommend Zone Gym and Bodyworks Gym enough. Now I'm going to get wrapped up and do set 3 on my own like a big boy. Here we go again. Oh, that's all we got on that today. Well, that is real progress and what I was hoping for this month, so I'm really happy with that, whatever happens in this exercise, this session today. So now I'm back on the normal leg press and starting a little bit heavier than last time, but basically keeping it really lightweight for an exercise like this and concentrating on the feeling of my quads and the foot placement as I'm treating the hack squat as my heavy exercise and going for more feeling with the leg press. I'm seeing the progress in my legs, so no reason to change it, but obviously a lot of people would leg press a lot heavier than this, and I probably would if it was going to be my main exercise. But I get started now with the feet low. Really focusing on a little bit more knee flexion than what I used to do on this kind of exercise, but I think I can put a touch more on, maybe one more 25 plate on each side. I just got fed up of lugging them around because everyone mixed them up with the 20s, so a pro tip if you want to be courteous in the gym, if 2 plates say something different on them, that would indicate that they're different weights and belong on different stacks. And then other people won't have to rearrange it. Here we go, set 2 with a touch more. And the final set. Just doing 3 today in the interest of keeping things moving because I'm a little short on time, how things have turned out. That was rough. I'll move on to some leg extensions. Something isolating is going to be a tiny bit easier, but it's turning into a tough session. I've got the leg extension where each leg works independently. It's the same piece that I was using in Bodyworks in the last leg session that you can see, but here, these, I think the machine must be newer because they go back a bit further, so I'm getting better resistance all the way through. So, just making sure the weight's even on each leg. Set one. I've always felt the leg extensions most in the vastus medialis, part of the quadriceps, the teardrop bit. Because I did so many of those, I found that's what developed first for me, and it's now getting the rest of it even, the width that comes from the outer. So that's why I prioritise all the exercises where I can do the foot placement for that, like the hack squats that I've been doing lately. And then just keep this in to isolate the quads and keep the rest of it going. And set two now, slightly heavier. And set three. And last one on here. Drop set, why not? Make sure I get these even because it's hard to read the labels sitting above it. And drop set, and then we're done on here. Done with those. So what I had wanted to do after the leg extensions is a little front squat, which I showed a couple of workouts for on legs, because I was finding with a bit of pre-exhaustion on the quads from the extensions, I could get the benefits of the front squats without having to balance so much on the shoulders, and the shoulders maybe give out before the legs. And that was feeling really good, but it's busy tonight over on the squat rack. So I'm going to look at this other leg press, the horizontal leg press as opposed to the diagonal one. But again, thinking about the foot placement for a bit of quads focus this session. I'm actually finding spasming a little bit in the right leg. I had to do one more set on here without increasing the weight and then maybe call it a day for today, because it doesn't feel the right kind of pain. If I get some kind of injury or problem, maybe a longer delay than just cutting the session short. So that can be what's most important sometimes. So that feels a little rough after those leg extensions on the drop set there. So we may be cutting this one short, but from the very first exercise, I'm happy with that. It's been a good session. Sort of increased on my hack squats, my main lift for quads. And I'm gonna go better safe than sorry, depending on how this next set feels. But when you feel exhaustion in the muscle, that's all good. But when it feels like you pulled it with some kind of sprain, it feels different on my right leg to my left leg, so that's not what you're looking for. Don't feel too bad. I feel like I can cope with this if I do one more set, making it 3 sets on here, and then look at a hamstrings exercise to take the emphasis off that part, make the most of today, and then wrap it up. Right, last one on here. One thing that's way more awkward about this machine than a usual leg press is that you have to get into this thing when the whole mechanism is in the down position, rather than it being under the locks at the top position on the normal regular leg press. It makes it like harder to get in, and means that the setting you have it in to be able to get in the first place means you've got less knee flexion than what you can bring it down to when the whole thing's locked into the end position, if that makes sense. So that's one of the reasons why this one will never be my favourite and would always be a kind of adjunct or an add-on to a workout rather than one of the core exercises. But I'm done with it today, so let's try and do one more exercise and then wrap it up. And here we've got my favourite of the leg curls, the seated, particularly like this machine, the Cybex one, and I know my settings for it. It's dead easy to set up. I can go straight into it here. Been a good session tonight. There's loads of people here, including a couple of guys that I'm helping out, so I was able to see how their training's getting on, and very happy with all that. There's certainly all the equipment here to build an awesome routine. We've got someone here doing like a push day with shoulders, chest and triceps, and someone else doing like a chest day, doing all shit like weighted dips, the machine press by Watson, where you can add all of the negatives, force reps onto the end, and some isolations. Another day I'll talk a bit more about constructing a perfect routine for every body part, because it follows a similar scheme for all the body parts, the kind of rationale involved. But for most of us that are growing and long-term progress, it's the diet that's more the sticking point than the training, because the training you've got to be on it for like an hour or so a day, but the diet stuff, that's got to fit in with the whole day, and that people find more challenging. Now, since that was so dead easy, having tried to take hamstrings out of all the previous exercises, I can go full stack here on this, because they're feeling very fresh. There we go. It's been a while since I've done all that. Let's call it a day. And that's it for another session. Well, I'm still getting my breath back from that. That was intense, and I thought maybe I'd do calves, but it's going to be one of those days where I just leave calves separate, because I wouldn't be hitting full force after that lot. And I covered it all in the end, but a couple of improvisations were made, just dealing with the circumstances there, and that's quite normal. I would have preferred the front squats over the horizontal leg press, as I was explaining, but in the interest of getting the session done before the battery dies and before I got time to upload this, I thought I'd just get on with it. But definitely front squats I've been liking more after my leg extensions, and I'm just going to have to be careful on getting over exuberant with the quads there, that I don't pull something, because it felt a little bit like I had, but then when I did 2 more sets it sort of loosened up. But I'll just keep an eye on that. But I can say I got to the end of the workout, so I didn't sissy out of it. And very pleased with the first 2 exercises. It's something to build on. But as I've said several times, legs is priority for me, so that's why they're getting more attention in my split. So my split goes legs, chest, back, legs, shoulders, arms, with calves just fit in as a separate thing when I feel like I've got the energy, or just pop in and do them separately. And that means that legs is getting more attention than everything else. And arms is getting its own day, because being taller and long-limbed, it's kind of filling out the arms and legs, so I think it's more challenging for my development there. But for a lot of people, that split would not be great, you know. It'd be too lower body dominant if you were finding you got loads of gains out of doing squats from early on, which some people do. Some people just do really heavy squats and that kind of sorts it, but that was not the story for me. I found that squats kind of build my glutes more, and to really get more knee flexion I need other exercises, particularly hack squats and leg presses. So that's what I focus on, and I'll come back to squats later. I did it for an off season before competing a while ago, and I was repping out 4 plates, doing strength sets with 5 plates aside, and good strength, good strength gains, but it just wasn't really translating into the kind of leg development that I would have hoped for, if I'm honest. And so I really switched back to hack squats as the primary thing. I think it's mainly this knee flexion thing, getting more quads involvement. It's a never-ending process. I'm always learning, I'm always refining my training, but it gets more to be a diet challenge with me. I think I can make the diet easier. I've been eating a little bit more fish and a little bit less chicken, and that's going down easier. So that's something that I'm going to tinker with a little bit and maybe set the diet up again in a couple of weeks. And then, as I was mentioning yesterday in the little talk about my rest day and recovery, it's really sleep that I'm addressing, so I've got to wait for the results of that sleep study and see what can be optimised there. And these are the sorts of things that I'm addressing. But I do get more satisfaction out of helping other people, because more rapid progress can be made. I've been stuck on this project with myself for 20 years now, whereas someone else typically has had less time and has put less attention to it. So with what I've picked up over this time, I can make more rapid progress, like with someone else or on someone else than on myself, and I find that really, really gratifying. So a lot more attention to that, and looking after guys with all aspects of their bodybuilding progress and upcoming competitions. And that's about all I got to wrap up today, so I'll stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it demonstrated some intensity there on the key exercises. And I look forward to seeing a little bit more pumping up a body from tomorrow onwards. So if you haven't seen any of my other workouts and you're interested, check out the playlist of complete workouts. It's coming up on the next slide. And if you subscribe now, as this channel grows, you can be a hipster about it and say that you were in there from the beginning, from the old days, and you preferred me before I was a sellout. You can be a hipster like that if you subscribe now. Later on, you won't be able to get to do that. So I encourage you to subscribe now, and have a great weekend. Cheers.